Aloha mai kaua o DJ Mermaid keia a I ke oe ua kako ia kahiki ke ho'olele ia keia pukana ma ka puna I vele e nā hoa me nā lala o keia kahua lekio I lulu kala mai ia mako. No leila, he leo mahalo keia ia oko e nā lala a I nā a ole oe he lala mai kali a pauna niho a e hui no me kako e nāna paha oko ma hawaiipublicradio.org a mahalo nui. Aloha nui kako. You're listening to Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi here on member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1. I'm DJ Mermaid, Pedro Kamora. Tonight's episode, we are honoring the voices of our women. This is a Leo Wahine show here on this La Hau'oli Hau'oli La Hau'oli. If you folks have plans to celebrate that this evening, you can find a full set list and more information online at hawaiipublicradio.org/Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi. We'll be right back after the news.
Lono Hoi madali Hoi madali Hey olai moe pono le ko ubo nani ho ai kala kala kakana kani ui amaui ke kailo Helo ao kahikina Au ano
Opening up today's episode of Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi on this Kahalewai was Lono, also known as Hula Kolani, also known as Heua, to kind of bring us into the feeling of Halloween, but actually also to take a look at this mele, because I learned it in the sense of Makahiki, and Lono, but also Uncle Kihei de Silva wrote a relatively short, you can find it online, it's about 5 pages long, essay on this mele and how Aunty Mapuana de Silva learned it from Aunty Edith Mackenzie, but also how it's framed by Emerson, who we, at this point in time, should always be cross-referenced. Emerson is definitely not the end-all, be-all of Hawaiian history and academia, but he does lay it out as, Uncle Kihei, I should say, lays it out, to be clear. Not only is a hula kolani, right, which is generally known as a hula that is performed without instrumental accompaniment, and also while sitting. So on one sense, a sort of a hula noho. And this particular mele was performed in honor of Kanaka'ole while he was on tour of Oahu in about 1846-47. Performed for him in the amphitheater of Maunawili. But as you heard it, and if you folks were able to pick up on some of the terms, right? We hear things like the niuhi, which is a man-eating shark, and these words like miho ai kalakala and paana pali and moi pono ole ko upo. And what this might allude to is that when the king is coming to visit you, right? We talk about the sleepless nights of preparation because you have to prepare everything, space, food, gifts, and then also alluding to the entourage that he travels with, right? As the niuhi, when you kind of view it in context of a royal tour, is kind of like this ravenous, always consuming population, and that is the burden put on people when the royal entourage comes to visit. And so even though generally a hula kolani is known as this hula noho that's generally kind of gracious and soft, there are some very biting sentiments within this mele, which I just thought also musically in this particular version brings us into Halloween this evening. But whether you are celebrating that or not, I will be here with you celebrating the voices of our women tonight. And this is the overarching theme of tonight's show. So we just heard Kaumakaiwa Kanaka'ole, representing the Kanaka'ole Ohana, which is led by strong women. But coming up next is Aunty Edith Kanaka'ole with a song that you are probably very used to hearing Hapa's version, but I think it's important that you hear Aunty Edith's version because she wrote this mele. This is Uluwehi o Kekai here on member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1's Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi. I'll be here until 7 p.m. with you folks. You can find a full set list for tonight's show online at hawaiipublicradio.org/Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi.
Aloha kakahia kakako e alamai ke ihone ke kai na hoi he maha e whakako kahakai ohi limu na kamea nui kalimu pahe e na hoi kalimu ele ele kalipoa na hoi a e kipa mai kako a pau ko kako ai na kakahia kakela o yoi o kalimu na kamea kamele ke ia ka uluwehi o ke kai na hoi
E kawi ko pua lo ke la Akahi hui ai ke kumaka I kanani a o vaya kia a o he lua e like ai me kanani a Kuhio Mahaloa e au I kanani a mohito I ka a e ho'opulu ni O ni ana mokola au I ke kai O ina e kaulana Akahi hui ai ke kumaka I kanani a o vaya kia a o he lua e like ai me kanani a o Kuhio me kanani a o Kuhio
Wainani Kanealiʻi's Kuhio off of her album Songs of the Pacific. Before that, Iwalani Kahalewai's Roselani Blossoms off of the album And Hawaiian Happening with Iwalani. You heard it here on member-supported HPR1's Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi. I'm DJ Mermaid, your host every Sunday from 6 to 7 p.m. And support for Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi comes from Bill Fernandez. In his new book, End of the Gods, hero Kolani joins in a Hawaiian civil war to end the religion of Ku in 1819, a year before the missionaries arrive. KauaiBillFernandez.com. And from Pueo Gallery in Paia, Maui, with artworks of photography, sculpture, and more, reflecting the imagery and color of the islands. Holiday gift orders by visiting the gallery or online at pueomaui.com. We are honoring the voices of our wahine today. And so coming up next is, in my perspective, an interesting take on honoring females and females honoring females and all of that good stuff. So the song itself is Moani Keala o nā pua Makahikina, which is a mele written for Kumuhula Sally Wood Naluai. That's her name. Performed by Aunty Lena Machado. If I'm not mistaken, though, Aunty Lena, there's some sort of hooky that I recall, and I can't recall where I heard it or read it from, because Aunty Mary Kavena Pukui had a hand in, I believe, composing it as well. Anyway, somebody asked somebody to write this for Aunty Sally. And then I think Aunty Lena might have recorded and released it before she was actually supposed to. But all to honor a fellow woman. I don't think we think about those things often enough. And then on top of that, because you've probably heard this song being performed, but a few years ago, my dear friend, Miss Iwalani Ho'omanawanui Apo, made a comment about when people perform this song and take a breath in between that first line, in between her name, Moani Ke'ala Makahikina, because she said that's somebody's name. You don't breathe in the middle of somebody's name, which I'd never thought about before. I've never thought about anybody taking a pause to breathe in between the word John or William. But I have noticed people pause because it's a long phrase and they haven't prepared themselves well enough. But now I'll never hear it the same again. And maybe you won't either, because this is somebody's name. So do you really take a pause smack in the middle? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Hopefully not. So this is Aunty Lena Machado with Moani Ke'ala o nā pua Makahikina here on member-supported HPR1's Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi.
Heia mai au Moani Ke'ala o nā pua Makahikina He pua honei ka poli Heia mai au Moani Ke'ala o nā pua Makahikina He pua honei ka poli Ha'ole I kaupunu Kanewa I kupiko Ka e kahuini Inu I kumakani Aole I kaupunu Kanewa I kupiko Ka e kahuini Inu I kumakani Haina iamu Anak kapuana Ai alika Haina iamu Anak kapuana Ai alika
Well, we can't really do a show about Leo Wahine without Aunty Genoa Keawe and her iconic rendition of Alika that is Pa on her Party Hula's album. Before that, Pauline, Kekahuna and her Hau'oli Girls with Aloha Oahu. And we started off with Moani Keala o Nā Pua, Makahikina, and Lena Machado. I'm DJ Mermaid, and you are listening to Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi on member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1. Coming up next, Myrtle K. Hilo, the singing cab driver with Hali'i Kamoena. Full set list can be found online at our website at hawaiipublicradio.org.
Hali'i Kamoena moe kahauana Tunane me tuahinila hey hey ianala Hali'i Kamoena moe kahauana Tunane me tuahinila hey hey ianala Ano e kalala o ne papalela Uahuli e ke alo mahope ponola Pinana aku iluna o kapa Pakele kuubaki kule mai e haiana Haina ia mai anakapuanala Tunane me tuahinila hey hey ianala Haina ia mai anakapuanala Tunane me tuahinila hey hey ianala me I aloha ia. Nape mauni Ome nani Ome kai kai Ke konani akawahina Ike kai havana vana
Uli he, o me ona ali aniani aoki oe Ilohi I kanani aonu malu Hie hie I kamaka akalehulehu Ake kai kuono I kailua kona Kia I maluhia me kalana kina Makapoli o hualanai no I kanai Kapoli o hualanai no I kalai Nani huli he ku'umelani No
The late songbird of Miloli'i, Diana Aki with Nani Hulihe'e off of her album Kalihi, Nani Hulihe'e about Hulihe'e Palace in Kona. Before that, Laimana about the Lyman home, also in Kona, by the Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi girls off of the album Twilight at Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi. We also heard Puamana, written by Aunty Irmgard Fardin Aluli, performed by, if I'm not mistaken, that was Mabel Kikino and the Clay Key sisters here on member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1's Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi. We're looking at the last few minutes of today's show, so I want to get in some of my favorite, I guess I would say they are mele that I feel like have really catapulted women's voices in Hawaiian music in its time. Coming up first is Aunty Emma Viri with Emma Liu Mai. Because you should. We've got a few more minutes to go. So don't hulikua. You just stay here with me a little bit longer. Here on HPR 1's Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi. Aunty Nina Keli'i Wahamana with Akahi Ho'i and Auntie Emma Very with Emaliu Mai. And I wanted to honor all of the women voices heard on today's show and unheard, because we can always do another show. And I could probably fill up a total of like 8 shows with just women's voices. But what I do want to end today's show with, because, tis the season. Nue, which stands for Na Ukulele e Kolu, put out a single, and it's called Na Tutua Helewi, or the Halloween Monsters. And so I want to close that with on a light, fun note with a shout out of Leo Aloha to my Uncle Brian Tolentino, who's in this group. So this is Nue with Na Tutua Helewi here on HPR 1.
no kalapuka he se mika o moko koe na la koe o ma ka umai e na tutua veli veli ele ui